Ambassador Chen Wei stood motionless as the final tally appeared on the holographic display. 743 votes against Earth's admission to the Galactic Council. Only 12 in favor. The chamber fell silent, save for the satisfied chittering of the Zephyrian delegation and the low, rumbling approval from the crystalline Nexari representatives. "The motion is denied," announced High Chancellor Vextar, his 4 eyes gleaming with barely concealed triumph. "Earth's application for council membership is rejected. Furthermore, this body votes to impose a complete quarantine on the solar system. No trade, no communication, no interaction of any kind." Chen's jaw tightened, but his voice remained steady. "May I ask the reasoning behind this unprecedented decision?" The Altarian delegate rose, her serpentine form undulating with disdain. "Humans are too aggressive, too unpredictable. Your species has shown nothing but violence throughout your brief history. The galaxy will be safer with your kind contained. We've provided extensive documentation of our peaceful intentions," Chen replied. "Our technological advances, our cultural achievements, built on a foundation of warfare and conquest," interrupted the Zephyrian ambassador, his translator crackling with static. "Your species has fought over every scrap of land, every resource, every ideological difference. The Council cannot risk such instability spreading beyond your system." Chen nodded slowly, memorizing every face in the chamber. "I understand. The vote is final?" "Irrevocably so," Chancellor Vextar confirmed, his tone smug. "Guards will escort you to your vessel. You have 24 standard hours to depart Council space." As Chen was led away, he activated a small device on his wrist. A simple communication beacon that would take months to reach Earth through normal space. But it carried just 2 words. Option 0. 3 months later, the Galactic Council received their first indication that they had made a grave error in judgment. It began with the disappearance of mining convoys in the Kepler sector. Ships simply vanished without distress calls, without debris, without explanation. The Council dispatched investigative fleets, but they too disappeared into the cosmic void. Then came reports from the Outer Rim territories. Trade routes disrupted, communication networks failing, entire star systems going dark. "It's impossible," muttered Chancellor Vexistar during an emergency session. "No single species could coordinate attacks across such vast distances." But the Nexari delegate, whose crystalline structure had begun flickering with stress patterns, had a different theory. "The humans. They're using some form of technology we don't understand." The other delegates scoffed. Humans were trapped in their system, limited to their primitive chemical rockets and basic fusion drives. How could they possibly... The lights in the council chamber died. Emergency illumination flickered on, casting eerie shadows across the assembled beings. Then, without warning, holographic displays materialized throughout the room. Each showed the same image. Ambassador Chen Wei, sitting calmly in what appeared to be the bridge of a vessel unlike anything in council records. "Greetings, esteemed council members," Chen began, his voice carrying clearly through the chamber's speakers. "I hope you're enjoying the demonstration." Chancellor Vexitar's 4 eyes widened. "This is impossible. Our security systems are remarkably primitive," Chen interrupted with a slight smile. "You see, the Council made a fundamental error in your assessment of humanity. You judged us based on our history of internal conflicts, never considering why we fought those wars." The display shifted, showing images of human cities, space stations, and massive industrial complexes that clearly hadn't existed during Earth's isolation. Every human war taught us something new about strategy, logistics, technology, and most importantly, adaptation. While other species achieved peace through homogenization, we achieved strength through diversity of thought and approach. More displays appeared, showing fleets of sleek vessels emerging from what appeared to be folded space itself. The quarantine you imposed gave us exactly what we needed. Time to prepare without interference. 3 months to reverse engineer every piece of Council technology we'd observed, to analyze every tactical weakness in your defenses, and to develop countermeasures you couldn't imagine, the Altarian delegate hissed in fear. What do you want? Chen's expression remained pleasant, almost conversational. Justice, reparations, and a formal apology for your gross underestimation of human ingenuity. We'll never... Chancellor, Vextar began. You misunderstand, Chen cut him off. This isn't a negotiation. Your military fleets are already neutralized. Your communication networks are under our control. Your trade routes belong to us now. The chamber erupted in panicked, chittering and crystalline harmonic discord. However, Chen continued, raising his voice above the chaos, humans are not the monsters you believed us to be. We're offering you a choice. Rescind the quarantine, formally apologize for your prejudice, and establish fair trade agreements with Earth. In return, we'll restore your systems and consider the matter closed. And if we refuse? Vexitar managed to ask. Chen's smile widened. Then you'll discover why every human war ended the same way, with our enemies either learning to coexist with us or ceasing to exist entirely. The hologram flickered and changed, showing massive human vessels positioning themselves around Council worlds. You have 24 standard hours to decide, Chen announced. The same courtesy you showed our ambassador. As the transmission ended and normal lighting returned, the Council chamber fell into stunned silence. Finally, the Nexari delegate's crystalline form pulsed with resigned acceptance. All in favor of rescinding the quarantine and opening formal diplomatic relations with Earth? The vote was unanimous. Later, as Chen signed the new treaty aboard his flagship, his second-in-command approached with a puzzled expression. Sir, I have to ask, how did we manage to build this entire fleet and infrastructure in just 3 months? Chen chuckled, looking out at the stars. We didn't. Earth began preparing for this scenario the moment we learned about the Galactic Council. The quarantine just gave us the excuse to reveal what we'd already built. He paused, watching Council, vessels maintaining respectful distances from the human fleet. Never underestimate a species that learned to dream of the stars while still fighting with sticks and stones. Our greatest strength was never our technology. It was our refusal to accept that anything was impossible. The galaxy would never make that mistake again.